The situation with the New York Yankees is quickly spiraling into something that fans are having a hard time understanding, let alone accepting. With another injury hitting the roster, and a lineup decision that feels more like a slap in the face than a strategic move, the front office is once again under a microscope. Fans are asking themselves the same question that seems to come up every single season. What are the Yankees actually trying to do here? Because from the outside looking in, it feels like they had a clear opportunity to make a logical, progressive move. And instead they chose the same frustrating path that has defined the Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone era for far too long. The fans aren't just annoyed at this point, they're outright furious. The latest twist in this ongoing saga involves none other than Trent Grisham, the center fielder who's quietly become a fan favorite this season. Grisham, also affectionately nicknamed Mr. Gishmas by parts of the fan base, went down with a hamstring issue. Now, hamstring problems aren't uncommon, especially in a sport like baseball, where explosive bursts of speed are so crucial, particularly for outfielders. But the timing of this couldn't be worse, and it only adds more fuel to the fire surrounding the team's current direction. It's not just about losing a player temporarily. It's about what that injury sets into motion in terms of roster management. Instead of giving a promising young talent a call up, the Yankees opted for a move that feels like the organizational equivalent of sticking a Band-Aid over a leak in a dam. The choice to bring up Bryan De La Cruz from the taxi squad instead of giving Spencer Jones a shot is baffling, and to a large portion of the fan base, it feels like the Yankees are more concerned with maintaining control and preserving outdated strategies than actually winning baseball games in 2025 now. Let's not downplay what Trent Grisham has done this year. He's played excellent defense, and that's not an exaggeration. The man is a two-time Gold Glove winner and has proven once again that he's one of the most dependable gloves in center field. His reads are sharp, his arm is strong, and his instincts are elite. Add to that the fact that he's started to produce more at the plate, showing power and improved contact, and you have a player who's been quietly pivotal in a team that has often lacked consistency. He's batting around .246 with an OPS above .800, slugging close to .470, and has over a dozen home runs with more than 30 RBIs. For a guy who was supposed to be more of a defensive piece than an offensive threat, that's a solid contribution. So yeah, losing him, even for just a few days, does sting. But here's the thing, as of now, Grisham isn't officially on the injured list. Aaron Boone made it clear that they're taking a day-to-day approach, and Grisham himself has been saying he feels better than expected. Strength testing came back decent. He believes he could even play if needed, so they're holding off on a final decision for now. That might sound like good news, but what it's really doing is putting the Yankees in this awkward limbo, where they don't want to commit to a full replacement, but also don't want to roll the dice by waiting too long if he's actually hurt worse than he's letting on. Enter Bryan De La Cruz. The 29-year-old outfielder was picked up after being let go by the Braves. He's not a stranger to the big leagues, but let's not pretend like he's some high-upside reclamation project either. This season, De La Cruz has offered very little offensively. He's hitting under .0 across less than 50 at-bats, with no real pop in his bat and below-average metrics across the board. His OPS is well below .700, and his career WAR sits in the negatives. This is not a guy you expect to come in and make a major impact. So why bring him up? Why choose a journeyman with declining production instead of giving a legitimate prospect like Spencer Jones a shot? That's where the frustration really starts to boil over for fans. Spencer Jones is 24 years old, absolutely tearing it up in the minors, and was drafted with the expectation that he would be part of the Yankees' future core. He's got an OPS in the high 900 South over his recent stretch, hitting bombs, driving in runs, stealing bases, and showing all-around growth, both offensively and defensively. Yes, he strikes out a bit more than you'd like, but that's also true for half the sluggers in the league. You don't hold back a young talent because he has a strikeout issue. You let him learn in the highest level, especially when he's proving himself every single night in AAA. Over the last couple of weeks alone, Jones has looked like a man on fire. In just 16 games and 71 plate appearances, he's batting over .400 with an on-base percentage flirting with .480 and a slugging percentage north of .800. Those are video game numbers. And yet, he's stuck in Scranton, watching the Yankees call up a player who's barely staying afloat in the majors. This is the kind of move that has become all too familiar in the Bronx. The Yankees claim to want to get younger, more athletic, and build around homegrown talent. But when push comes to shove, they default to the safe option, the older, less dynamic, and frankly less exciting player. And what's the result? The same mediocrity that's plagued this team for years now. The fans are watching this unfold in real time, and they're not stupid. They see the potential in players like Jones. They understand that there are going to be growing pains, and that not every young guy is going to hit the ground running. But they also know that giving these prospects real opportunities is how you build something special. You don't win by playing scared. On top of that, let's talk about Jasson Dominguez for a second. Because if there's any silver lining to this whole mess, it's that the injury to Grisham has opened the door for more playing time for the Martian. Dominguez has already flashed the tools that made him such a hyped-up prospect. Switch hitting power, speed, and above average fielding. He's still getting his timing back after recovering from injury, but he's holding his own. Batting around point to .50 with an OPS over .70, and he's already stolen a dozen bases. You can see the potential bubbling beneath the surface. And that's exactly why the Yankees should be leaning into you. Right now, not shying away from it. Dominguez belongs out there. He should be in left or center, getting regular reps and continuing to develop. The same should go for Spencer Jones. These are the guys who could actually reshape the Yankees' identity over the next few seasons. Instead, they're being buried behind players who, with all due respect, are not part of the long-term plan. It's like watching a team that's terrified of change, clutching to the familiar instead of embracing what's next. And that's why fans are so upset. They see this as a pattern, not an isolated incident. Every time there's an opportunity to inject some life into this roster, the Yankees hesitate. They stall, they overthink, and more often than not, they make the move that leaves everyone scratching their heads. It's not about one player or one injury anymore. It's about the culture around decision-making that feels increasingly outdated and out of touch. To put it bluntly, fans are tired of being told to be patient while the team makes choices that look more like regressions than steps forward. They're tired of seeing high-potential players like Spencer Jones rot in AAA, while veterans with no spark get another shot. They're tired of a front office that talks about being competitive and innovative, but acts in ways that feel conservative and reactive. This isn't just frustration. This is a fan base that feels like it's being ignored. When you have a talent like Jones putting up monster numbers in the minors, and he still can't even get a 2-game look during a stretch where you're down a key outfielder, it sends a message, and that message is, development doesn't matter. Here, upside doesn't matter. Fit doesn't matter. What matters is sticking to the same script, no matter how stale it's become. And honestly, it's impossible not to think of that scene from Moneyball. You know the one. Brad Pitt as Billy Beane, sitting across the table, eyes wide, voice rising, and just letting loose. Then what the expletive are we doing here? That's exactly what this feels like. What are we doing here? Yankees, what is the plan? What is the vision? Because right now, it looks like you're choosing 31-year-olds with sub-point to .00 batting averages, over 24-year-olds hitting over point for .00 with power and speed. This isn't how a championship team is built. This isn't how a competitive roster is maintained, and it certainly isn't how you create excitement, energy, and belief in the future. If anything, it's the opposite. It's demoralizing. It makes the fans feel like their passion, their insight, and their loyalty are being taken for granted, and it's not just the fans. You've got to wonder how Spencer Jones feels in this situation. Imagine being in Scranton, watching the big league club struggle, knowing you've done everything asked of you, and still not getting the call. That can't feel good. That can't be building the kind of culture the Yankees claim to want. That's not how you treat the future of your organization. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. There's been quite the buzz coming out of New York, with the Yankees reportedly closing in on a deal with the Colorado Rockies standout infielder Ryan McMahon. While nothing has been confirmed officially, the whispers around the MLB world suggest that McMahon could soon be donning pinstripes, adding another versatile weapon to the Yankees' arsenal for the upcoming season. The 28-year-old third baseman, known for his stellar defense and potent bat, has quietly emerged as one of the more reliable players in the Rockies lineup. A Gold Glove caliber defender with a strong arm, McMahon also brings power to the plate. His ability to hit for both average and power, particularly in a hitter-friendly ballpark like Coors Field, makes him an intriguing target for teams looking to bolster their lineup for a postseason push. While he's not necessarily a household name across the league, his numbers speak volumes. In 2023, McMahon posted a respectable .580 batting average with 20 home runs and 73 RBIs, all while playing strong defense at the hot corner for the Yankees, who have struggled to get consistent production from their infield in recent seasons. The acquisition of McMahon would be a significant move. The franchise has long been looking for stability at third base, and McMahon's steady glove and middle-of-the-order potential could fill that void. Though rumors had previously linked the Yankees to various high-profile players, this shift toward McMahon shows the organization's focus on acquiring solid, well-rounded talent. If the deal is finalized, it could be a win for the Yankees not just in terms of filling a position, but also in adding depth to an already explosive lineup. In terms of fit, McMahon would be a natural addition to New York's infield. His ability to play second base and shortstop, in addition to third, adds a layer of versatility that the Yankees have been coveting in recent seasons. General Manager Brian Cashman is known for making moves that complement both the team's short-term needs and long-term flexibility, and McMahon's potential to play multiple positions could align perfectly with the organization's strategic vision. Of course, there's still plenty to be worked out before a potential deal is officially announced, and there are reports suggesting that the Rockies might be hesitant to part with one of their key players. After all, McMahon is still under contract for a few more seasons, and the Rockies could look to build around him as they look to improve in the years ahead. However, the Yankees are known for making bold moves, and if they decide McMahon is the right fit, it could be a game-changing acquisition. For now, fans of both the Yankees and Rockies are left to speculate. Could this deal be the move that propels the Yankees back into contention for a World Series, or will McMahon remain in Denver, continuing to be the quiet but steady force in the Rockies lineup? Either way, this rumor has certainly set the baseball world abuzz, and all eyes will be on the Bronx in the coming weeks. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.